I will start with a quick introduction about what this workshop is going to be, and it's a very introductory workshop of the social media world. Uh, Maybe you already know some of the concepts that I'm going to explain you, as some of you might not. Uh, but I hope that you all could learn something today. So, I choose five objectives, like 5 points, main points that I want to explain to you today. And the first one is the importance of setting clear goals in your content, and why this is really important, not just for posting, but to decide what is the content that you are sharing with people. The second one is how you can use the formats of Instagram specifically to put your message out of the world, yeah, in the world. The third one is how you can create eye-catching content, and a few tips of what you can do in order to catch the attention of the people. The fourth one is a little bit technical, and is that I want to explain you what a few terms means in the social media world, like CEO, what is a copy or a caption, how are hashtags working right now, and finally, what is an engagement. And finally, I'm going to be very quick about how you can try to use you can record your own content with your phone, and how you can do it in a very good way. So I don't know if anyone has a question right now, or if we shall start. If you have any question, feel free to leave on the chat or interrupt me. I don't have problem with that. Um, so anyone wants to ask something before we start, or can we just go ahead? Sorry that my voice is a little bit raspy and I'm constipated, but I expect that this is not a problem. This is not going to be a problem today. So I will start with set clear goals for your content. And I think the first question that you have to ask yourself before posting something is, what do I want people to do or feel after seeing my content? And why this is important? Um, because when you set a goal, you can achieve different things. For example, it gives your content purpose. It's not the same just posting because you want to post something, uh, but it is very different when you try to think very clearly what do you want to do with your content. Uh, it's a way of communicating with people in a very intentional way. Another thing that you can answer yourself when you ask this question is, how can you shape your content? And on the next step, we are going to be talking about different formats, at least of Instagram. Um, but it is important that you have a goal in your mind so you can choose which format can works better on the internet, and particularly in Instagram. Also, it's important to set a goal because it saves time and effort. And it is the first step if you want to construct a strategy. And it's really important that you have a strategy on social media. As I told you a few minutes ago, it's not the same posting by posting, but posting with a communication goal that is clearly set. And finally, set a goal is important because if you are trying to see metrics or insights, you'll know what you want to look for. So if I don't know, if I think we are a good group. So Amira, what do you think if I ask people questions um very quickly? Maybe if someone wants to participate, because uh, I want to ask you if anyone wants to turn the mic on and answer me this question. What do you want people feel when you are posting something? Do you have anything in mind? You can try to inspire people. You can try to entertain people. And so I want to hear you.
Motivation?
Yes, that's good. Motivation is fine. And it's really close to inspire people, because when you are inspiring someone, you motivate this person to do something. I think Troy has his hand up. Thank you,
Yes, good
Carla.
evening, Ms. Torres. So for me, it's inspiration and also somewhat entertainment because most
Yes.
people who use the internet, they're looking to pass time, they're looking for a good laugh. So entertainment and inspiration, definitely.
Yeah, thank you, Troy, for sharing that with me. Yeah, there are plenty of people that want to entertain people on the internet, and I think social media is a great channel to achieve that. Um, I think, Carla, I'm not sure if you raise your hand again. If you want to
Yes,
share something else, yes, go ahead.
yes. Um, urgency or clarity?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I think I lost your
Oh, I think my
connection for a
connection is
minute.
bad. So I said,
I lost you. I don't know if it's my internet or if I lost you again.
I lost Carla, but I understood, I think, urgency.
Okay, okay. Urgency, it is a very interesting goal, of course. Um, I don't know if anyone else want to share something, or we can just go ahead. Feel
A few
free to
people in the comments here are adding.
the
Candice
chat.
says, I hope to incite relatability. So I hope for people to be able to say, oh my gosh, me too.
Yeah, that is something that you can achieve with memes. When you are scrolling on the internet and Instagram, I think a meme is a very good way to entertain people, but also to incite relative, yeah, to make people feel relatable with you. So yeah, for sure. Uh, okay, yeah, engage with the audience. I'm reading here. Yes. So I made this quick uh, slide. Of course, these are not the only goals that you can achieve on social media, but we can try to summarize what you can do on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok in these four goals. Of course, one single content it's able to achieve different goals. For example, you can try to grow your audience as well as you are trying to educate people or inspire someone. Uh, so don't feel that this is like you have to choose a single objective, a single goal, and try to choose a single format. No, because you can try to achieve different things on social media. But it is important that before posting, you can ask yourself, what of these things I want uh, to achieve on when I'm posting? Um, so I'm going to be really quick with this. So the first one, of course, you want to grow your audience to attract new people. I always think about this like when you are throwing a net to the ocean, and let's see what's happened. Uh, the second thing that you want that you could do on internet is educate people. And I think this is really important and really fun when we are talking about climate action, because we can try to explain people the things that we are feeling inspired and why we are asking for climate action. And this means, for example, there are plenty of people who don't understand what we are talking about when we are talking about climate change, uh, or what we are talking about when we are talking about just energetic transition, for example. And you can think about plenty of examples that you can try to explain to people in a very clever and fun way. Um, I really like the goal of inspiring people, because I think when you inspire people, it's really easy to ask them to take action. People feel more motivated when they feel inspired. So I think for sure this is a goal that you can always try to achieve. And finally, another goal that you can achieve is build community, because as well it's easier to ask people to do something is if you have a strong community, and people that want to work with you and uh, that see you not only as a person who is posting content, but is trying to create a community. Uh, do you have any question at this point? Or do you want me to be more specific with any of these goals?
No, everything clear so far.
Thank you, Troy. Okay, so uh, let's continue. I put you here a few examples of what you can do, and what type of contents you can use to achieve each goal. I forgot to tell you, I want to send you this presentation so you will have it when we end this workshop, and you can just go again with this document. So if I'm not putting too much attention in each point, don't worry. You can use this presentation in the future. So you can see here a few examples of things that you can do. I don't know if reading this presentation, you have any idea in mind that's something that you want to do. If we are going to be choosing an objective, a goal. For example, someone just wrote a few minutes ago that wants to inspire people and also that wants people to feel relatable with their content. So if I ask you what type of content you would like to use, and what example would you like to choose? What do you think? Do you have any in mind that maybe with this slide comes to your mind?
For me, I like using the short videos or perhaps the reels
Mhm.
because I think for persons who are using social media, they have like a short um attention span. Not everyone, but they just want to see a short video that is precise and hits home and just scroll to the next. So I think the reels are very effective. I think that's like about 50. It could be not more than 90 seconds. So that's like a
Yeah.
minute and 30 seconds. So I think
Yeah,
those are effective, and even the memes too as well.
yes. I really recommend content that is shorter than 90 seconds. Um, Maybe 1 minute, it's fine if you can do that. Because we are always fighting with the algorithm and with people attention, and people likes to consume very quick content. So 90 seconds for me is fine. If it can be less than that, uh, that will be great for sure. And also we are going to be talking about this in a few seconds, but also a reel is really good for growing your audience, because the algorithm shows your reel to people that doesn't follow you, to people that don't follow you. So it's perfect if you want to reach new people. Okay, so let's go with the second topic that I wanted to discuss with you, and it is about format. So I was talking about the importance of choosing a format, for example, the reels, if you want to grow your audience, but also knowing the Instagram formats, it's really, really important because not only you know how the platform works, but you also can put your goal into a specific format. So if I want to reach people, for example, to grow my audience, maybe a reel is the best way to achieve that. But if I want to tell a recipe of something, for example, or I want people to learn how to grow a tree in their garden, I can use a carousel. But we are going to be talking about this in a few seconds. I wanted to ask you if you are familiar with the Instagram formats. Feel free to leave me a test or raise your hand because I want to know how familiar is this with formats and if there is something else that I can test you. So I think I can go ahead. Yes, but before that, um, um, I want to go again with this with the question that I asked you before, and is what is important to know the Instagram formats. And I think firstly it's because each format has a unique purpose. The second reason I think it is important to know this type of contents is because you can maximize the the content potential. Uh, and also you can increase your engagement. Later, we are going to be talking about what is engagement and how engagement translates into real life. And finally, when you know the formats of Instagram, you can adapt your content to the preference of your audience. So uh, again, if we are trying to summarize the things that we are discussing, first, it's really important to choose a goal when you are posting something. And second, it's really important as well to know the format in which this goal is going to be a post. So I made another slide for you um, with a few ideas of which format is best for. So we have a post that is a single image, a single post that is really great for announcement, for a news, for something really inspired. Like, for example, a quote that you want to share with people that makes you feel inspired. You can also share that in your social media. The carousel is really great, as I told you, with tutorials and with the storytelling. Of course, storytelling is also great in Reels, but personally, I really like storytelling in carousels because it's a content that I can save in the future. And I can go again to this content without hearing someone talking to me, but just reading what they are writing in this carousel. And also, it is great for educate people. A reel, as Troy just told us, is great if it's really quick. Again, for me, uh, a good reel is one that is under 90 seconds. Uh, I'm still going with content that is less than 1 minute, but I know it's difficult. I know it's really difficult to post content that is shorter than 1 minute. And the reel is really great if you want to follow a trend, if you want to share quick tips with people, and if you want to go viral. Why is this? Why is this? Because Instagram tends to share your reels with people that don't follow your content, that don't follow your profile. Um, but I have to say that now things are changing in Instagram, and the carousel is becoming a format that is as important as the reels. So don't hesitate if you want to share a story in a carousel, if you want to design something, if you want to just post a carousel with pictures, and because it's great. It's great also when you put a song in the carousel because it's not going to be sharing on the feed of the people, but also on the reels fields, on the real feed. So go ahead with that. The story, I really like stories because I think stories are really great for two things. The first one if you want to give an update, if you want to share a behind the scenes. But also, I think stories are really great if you want to engage with people, if you want to build community, if you want to have a quick chat with the people that is follow you, following your profile and your content. Uh, just put up on a sticker with questions, or if you want to ask people something, or if I think stories are great. So I'm reading a question of Carla. I'm going to share that with everyone. Carla is asking, highlights and notes are best for what goals? I think it's a fun format. It's a good way to archive. Yeah, to archive stories as Candice is answering you and make them visible. I think it's also great a note if you want to share something really quick. For example, you have an event coming, you can put a little note on your profile, like this is happening that day, like 21st of June. You can do that. And highlights, yes, are really great. If you want to achieve your stories. But also, let's think about uh, not only about climate action. Let's think about any other example. You are following a shop on Instagram. And when you go to their profile, you can see that they have highlights with really important information. For example, where you can find a shop, what are the rules if you are trying to buy something, uh, how is what the clients are saying about this shop. So highlights are really important if you want to stay your stories longer than 24 hours, but also if you want to share very important information with people that is always going to be on your profile. Talking about climate action, if you want to share something like permanent actions that are going to be happening in your region or your area of now that you are in hurricane season, if you want to share tips with people how to take care of themselves and their families and their communities, and that you want that to be something that is going to be always on your profile, you can use highlights. Um, I don't know, Carla, if I answer your question or if you have any other question related with this. If you have any other question, feel free to text me, or in the future, I'm going to be sharing my email with you so you can email me. Well, let's go back to this slide. And finally, I really like lives. I think not everyone wants to do lives, but I really like lives because it gives people interaction with you. And you can also try to share really quick news with people through lives. So don't feel shy if you want to share something with people on a live. Um, Karen is asking, what would you suggest for someone who is adverse to being on camera? Eh, well, you can really use carousels and try to tell stories or sharing tutorials or something, designing things. Or also you can use your stories, but not with your face, but with all the options that you have there, like the test, the stickers, the boxes for questions. You can still try to share your message and your goals and the things that you want to share with people without your face. Of course, Instagram is a platform that prioritize accounts with people because we as a humans likes to watch and see humans on the other side of the screens. But if you're shy and if you don't want to put your face on that, it's not going to be a problem. You can still try to use different things. That reminds me something. I think Katrina is here. Um, I don't know, Katrina, if you're hearing and you're listening to me. Katrina had a great idea a few weeks ago, a few days ago, because um, sometimes when we are talking about climate action, people feel shy or nervous or is scared of putting their faces on camera. So she has a great idea that we can still try to share our stories and ask for climate action, but hiding our faces in a very clever and fun way. Um, she used a Trinidad and Tobago flag or something like that. Like you don't have to feel obligated to put your face on Instagram or on your social media, because there are plenty of formats that you can use. Um, so yes, 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 it was very innovative. I really enjoy watching that video as well. And I think also it was really fun and really, yeah, you make me laugh, Katrina, you made me laugh with that video. So yes, we can do that, of course. So um, just to answer this question, Karen, you can use carousels, you can use graphic content, you can use your stories, but not with your face on it, but with this and boxes and stickers. There are plenty of formats that you can use. Uh, so remember again that this presentation is going to be yours in the future. So I just put here a few examples of each type of content. So you can watch here the reel, the single post, the carousel, the story, and the live. I put like a screenshot of my face when I was trying to go live. But don't put too much attention to that. Okay. Um, I think I don't know if you can still, yeah, you can still watch my screen. So, how to create eye-catching content? Um, I'm going to be sharing really quick tips about this, because I think when we are creating content, everyone has their own style and their own way. So I don't want to be this person that tells you you have to do this and this is the only thing that works. No, because maybe you like brighter colors than darker ones, or maybe you like being more on camera or not. So these are just a few tips of how you can grab people attention um, in both contents, graphic and in video. Before we continue, I want to ask you again if you have any other question, uh, or if you want to share something with the group, like how are the things that you are posting, and if there's something that you are learning when posting things that, yeah, if you have something that you want to share with the group, that would be really lovely. I think,
I think for me, what I have found while posting content, because I usually would do like posts, and I would also do reels and some other stuff, sometimes
mhm,
even quotes too as well. And so what I find that works is checking the insights and also tracking the engagement of the audience.
yes.
And from that I'm able to see which content actually performs better. And I find that my audience, they more like the reels that I post, so I try to to produce more, and to produce more
Mm.
reels and to post more reels, because that is where I get the interaction, and they also like um engaging in the comments too as well. So I first, I was never a person who really liked to interact so much in the comments, but I find that I now have to, respond and react and so forth. So I think the insights and the engagements, tracking those, help you to know which type of content works for you and your audience.
Yeah, thank you, Troy. That's a really good advice. I didn't include the insights part of on this presentation because, as I told you, this is going to be a really introductory workshop of social media, but I think it's really important if you know how to do that, to check your insights and your metrics. If is there if you want me to explain how to do that, feel free to email me because I want to send you an email with a summarized version of this session, and I can try to explain you how to check your insights on your profile and what is important to check. The first thing that I will say about this topic is that you need to switch your account, yes, into a professional account or into a creator account. uh, if you don't know how to do that, of course, I can share with you how to do that. But if everyone here knows how to do that, it's okay. I'm still sharing with that information with you in a future email. But yes, as Erin just asked in the chat, you need to be sure that your account is a professional or a creator account. Yes, there are plenty of good tools, and even if you are not an expert, I think Instagram it's a really intuitive platform, so you can learn with practice. So it's fine, don't worry. Um, okay, how to have people attention. Um, I want to make a quick exercise with you, so don't be shy. I want to take a look to the example number one and the example number two. I'm going to give you a few seconds so you can check them and try to think which one do you like the most? What things do you think that we can try to change in each content? Or if you think that both of them are great, it's okay as well. Mm, And now I'm going to be sharing with you another example of video. So let me know if you can hear this first one. I'm not sure if it has sound, but in the presentation it will have. So don't worry. And again, take your time. Try to find the difference between both contents and which one do you prefer. Okay, I have these questions for you. So again, is why do you prefer example one? Example one of the videos or of the post? Karen. Yes, the example one. And what do you prefer the example one? Okay, it's less overwhelming. And why is that? Because the format is maybe is not in a full screen. Okay, that is very interesting. And Katrina, yeah, full screen video for you. Katrina is also sharing that in the post. You prefer both, but prefer listers. Yes, we can go back to this test. Uh yes, text on top is helpful for initial understanding. Yes, of course. You can put text on your videos just to give context to people of what you are trying to share. That is fine. And I don't know if you can. Yes, these were the questions that I wanted to ask you, but we're already talking about this. What catches your attention in each content? What difference do you notice between the examples? And what improvement opportunities do you find in the list? I catch ones. So I'm going to give you my my review of these contents. I don't know if Carla, you want to share something. I
Yes,
Passenger.
I was going to say that I prefer option two for both of them. The first one, I think it has too much text for a
Mm-hmm.
post. So on Instagram because it might be difficult to read and the color wasn't great on the background. It was really busy. So maybe it could have been a carousel so that there's less text for each post. And then for the video, I preferred number two because it was shot vertically, so in the right format for the phone. The other one might be better for a YouTube or an X or some other app that shows the videos embedded. And then there was also better closed captioning where it was easier to read so that if you're watching it on mute, you could still tell what was going on. And the text seemed more professionally integrated instead of like just stuck on top as if it was a story.
Thank you very much, Carla. That is exactly what I was going to say. So let's see the first examples, the graphic ones. Um, this one. Yes, I agree with Carla that this is too much text. There are too many words on this design, and it is not about design. But if you want to grasp people attention, I recommend you to use less text. Not only for the post itself, but for the caption. Later, we are going to be talking about the caption. But uh, if I'm being honest, if I see this content on my Instagram page, uh, they lost me. There are too many words. And it's a really important topic, but I think there are better ways in which we can share this information with people. So for sure. Also, Carla noticed something that I think is really important is that it's not only too much information because of the words and the text, but because the image behind is already having information. For example, this thing here and this. So my advice is that if you are posting graphic content and with a photo behind, please find a photo that is as clearly as possible, that doesn't have as many graphic information, because people are going to feel tired when they feel a graphic design that has information in every aspect that you can see. Uh, this is another example. So you can see there is a photo behind, but there is a really short text right here. And also the copy is shorter. And I find really interesting that Karen choose this one. I think that is fine for sure. But I think this video has a problem. And if you are sharing an horizontal video in a platform that is vertical, you are going to be facing this issue. Let's see here that it has caption. Uh, are you being able to read the captions? The subtitles? Because I don't, and because it's difficult because they're really, really small. So that is something to take care when you are sharing videos. If you are going to put subtitles, you need to be sure that people is going to be able to read them. So I really like this style of captions on the second example uh, because they're easy to read. They're also fun. I like the colors. So you can also try to find your style regarding to that, the caption, the subtitles. um, I'm reading another comment here. Carla said, the logo in post 2 could be better places to not get lost. Yes, I think in the logo here, you can, yeah, it's not as visible as you want it to be. I prefer the logos here in the middle of the post, but again, this is a matter of a style. There are people that likes the logo here, or here, or here. So just do what makes you feel comfortable with your content. So there are a few tips that I'm going to be reading really fast. Use high contrast image because you want to grab people attention by the colors, but with not too much information, as I told you. Um, I told you again that try not to overcrowd the image with information because people is going to be really tired if you share a post that you have a photo behind, a photo of a tree and a river and a mountain, and then you put text on this photo. It's going to be maybe too much. So try to choose photos that have clear spaces where you can put text on. Uh, Keep text short and impactful, and that's why I think the carousel are really great because you can share just one idea for in each slide. So you can tell a story. You, for example, want to share that you have an activity next Sunday. You can try to share that information in a post, but you can also share a carousel. So in the first slide, you can share with people that this is going to be happening. In the next slide, you can share when it's happening and when and where. And in the third slide, you can share with people what do you want to achieve with this event. So don't feel the rush to put all the information in just one slide. Use as many slides as you want if you want to use a carousel. Um, I want to ask you here if you are familiar with the concept of hook, because I can try to explain you really quick what a hook is. Um, if anyone has any idea and want to share with the group what a hook is, if not, I can be really quick. Go ahead, Troy. Thank you very much.
Right. It's basically a catchy phrase or punchline that would grasp the attention of whoever's viewing the content.
Yes, it's exactly that. Um, but there are different type of hooks. Again, I can share you this information in a future email. So you can use hooks in phrases, but you can also use hooks in videos. I'm pretty sure that you have seen content of people that is, for example, I don't know, grabbing an object, or the camera is into the refrigerator, so they open the door and you can say hi. That is a hook. Are things not only phrases but things that can grab people attention. So there are text hooks, but also action hooks, sound type hooks. Um, I can send you a list of hooks and also a few examples that creators have shared in the past of hooks that you can use. Yes, Troy, you're
Um,
right.
Now that you mentioned about the different types of hooks, so for example, the song hooks, an example of that would be like the catchy things that the person would repeatedly say in their videos that are like their trademark kind of
Mm,
like
yes.
like for like for example, there's I don't know if you know Adi viral on Facebook. She usually has this song at the end of all of her videos where she say, "Mekuna help me," and then there's like a thing at the end of all of her videos. And everybody, once you watch her videos, you always look forward to that particular song.
Yes, that can be a hook. And I think if
Okay.
I understand you well, it's a hook that also is being shared with a community because if people is expecting to see that in each content that this person shares, yeah, it's grabbing people attention. Not in the a traditional way, I will say, but of course, I will say that it is a hook. Um,
Okay.
I really like hooks. You can use different type of hooks in a video. For example, um, we are watching a video, we are seeing a video, and you can find a very big text at the beginning of the video that gives you context of what is this video about. This can be a hook. But also at the same time, the person is eating an apple in a very loudly way. That is a hook. And also is making this sound. Uh, that is a hook as well. So uh, there are people that use at least I've watched that like 3 or 4 hooks in just 1 or 2 seconds. I'm going to find a few examples that I can share you because it's really interesting and it is uh, they use these hooks in a very clever way that you are not conscious that you are being hooked. um, so yes, you can use hooks not only on videos but as well on phrases. So if you don't want to make a video, a good hook is a phrase that is I don't know, a question like uh, did you know that climate change or not we posted a video today, but this can be a carousel as well about the heat waves on the Caribbean, and a question that is a hook can be, did you know that the Caribbean is the region that is being more impacted with the heat waves? Because people are going to read this question and are going to think, huh, yeah, why? And they keep reading your carousel. Finally, make the main message visible in the first few seconds or in the first and the second image of the carousel or post. Uh, if you are trying to share a very important information, don't think that people are going to be at the end of your carousel because sometimes this doesn't happen. So share the main message in the first seconds or in the first or the second image of your carousel. Uh, this is too much task. I'm not going to be reading this again. I made this presentation so you can use it in the future, so you can take a look at this later with more calm and in your place. So don't worry. So these are more tips that you can use uh, to create eye catching content. Mm, Do you have any other question at this point? Okay, so I'm going. Uh, mm, I'm going to be now. I'm going to be really technical here because I want to introduce you to a few key social media terms, and I want to ask you if you know what SEO is, if you know what the term copy or caption means, if you are familiar with the way we use hashtags right now on Instagram. I don't know what is engagement. Of course, I'm going to be explaining this to you in a very quick way. But before that, I want to ask you if you are familiar with these terms. Yeah, that happens. That happens, Karen. Um, yeah, and what is the purpose of the hashtags that you spam? What? Okay, okay, Troy. Yes, that is why hashtags are being used right now. Like it puts your work into a category. Yeah, now people, uh, we can discuss this. I'm just going to continue so I can I can share with you uh, the new use of the hashtags and of course what CEO is. Everything is related. So first of all, CEO. CEO is search engine optimization. Um, it was a concept that people when you are looking for something on Google, uh, you need to put a very, for example, I'm trying to look in Google how to cook rice or pasta. Uh, there are there are important words in that question. The first one, cook. The second one, how, and the third one, pasta or rice. I like to think in CEO like a way of organizing your content. Like if you have a library, or if you are in a library, uh, when you are trying to find a book, you need very clear instructions where to find that book. And how is that? The people in the library need to label them correctly, need to put it in a specific shelf. Um, for example, it is a book of fiction. The book of fiction is not going to be in the same place as the book of romance, or as the book of history. So CEO is like that. It's a way of organize your content and to tell your platform, in this case, Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, um, what is your content about? Yes, it helps your content to rank better than others. So if you're looking in Google how to cook pasta, if your website has a good CEO, because you are telling on your website what is your content about, and you have the great recipe, Google is going to prioritize. Sorry, my first language is in English. So sometimes I struggle with pronunciation. Google is going to prioritize your content. So how can we do that on Instagram? How can we use CEO on Instagram? How can we help Instagram to understand what is our content about and to rank it better than others that are similar? Because you can find plenty of content on Instagram about climate action. But how can you tell Instagram that your content is about that? So here is when we use copy and captions and then hashtags. So a caption, some people think that a caption is not as important as the content is itself. But it's really important because if you put keywords on your caption, Instagram is going to understand that your content is about, for example, climate action, or is a recipe, or is a blog of your daily life. So you need to put that very keywords on the caption. Like in this example, did you know that the rainforest where the UN Climate Summit COP30 will take place is under threat? So here we have the word rainforest, but also we use the hashtag COP30. And also, we're telling Instagram that this is a carousel that can show people how we can protect the Amazon and why the Amazon is at risk. So um, don't underestimate the captions in your content. Try to think about a caption that can tell not only people what is your content about, but the platform itself. Because again, as Candy just texts in the chat, SEO helps your content to rank better than others. Um, and that only will work if you tell the platform what is your content about. And this is why we also use hashtags. A few years ago, we used hashtags because people were following them. So people use to follow hashtags as the same way they use to follow people. But now hashtags are not really used in that way. Hashtags right now aren't for people, but they're for social media platforms. So in this example, we use the hashtag COP30, not because I want people to follow the hashtag COP30, but because I want Instagram to label this caption, this hashtag, uh, as a way to understand what is this content about. Candice is asking something. Will copy also be the script used in the case of a video? Yes. Copy is not only the caption or the copy that you use. in the description or a content, but copy is if you are scripting something, or also if you are in the marketing world, copy are the little phrases that are in publicity things. But in this context, we use copy as a way, as a synonym of caption. Um, but yes, you are right, Candice. I put you here later. This is a website. Later, you can use this. Um, you can, in the free version, you can put a hashtag, and this platform, this website, gives you examples of other hashtags that are related with your original hashtag, so you can use different ones on your caption. Um, if you want to give it a try, there is a premium version, but the free version is fine for me. It gives you an idea. If you don't have any other ideas of which hashtags you can use, um, is a keyword tool, Leo, but don't worry that I'm going to be sharing this presentation with you. And if we just click it, you are going to be um, directly put in the website. So don't worry. Candace is asking, how many hashtags is too many for a single post? Mm, it depends. I'm not, I, I think I can't say any specific number. Uh, just be cautious with not using 50. It's a quick example that I can give to you. Or two, if you use more hashtags than words of your caption, that is something that you need to be take care of. I think nowadays is more important to put attention to the caption than to the hashtags. The hashtags can be used uh, as a way to help the caption, but the main focus on the text of the description for me is the caption. You can use a few hashtags that are not too specific, but broader. Yeah, I think it's better if you use broader hashtags, like for example, COP30, like for example, climate action, like for example, if you are in your country, in Jamaica or in Trinidad and Tobago, you can use that hashtag just to help people, Instagram to understand. Um, do you have any other question about this? I know that this is something that is really technical, especially the term, the concept of CEO. Uh, and it is brand new. Well, not brand new, but it is being introduced on Instagram at least since a few years ago. Because uh, before that, yeah, CEO was something that was more used on Google, for example. That's why it was my first example. Okay, we can go ahead. And finally, what is engagement? Engagement basically is the interaction that people is given to your content. And it's really important to generate engagement because a good a content that has good engagement is going to be reaching new people and is going to be better. Uh, Nowadays, there are platforms that people are using. For example, one that is called ManyChat, and maybe you have seen this type of content where the people is asking people to do this, like comment the word, I don't know, house in the yeah, put the word house in the comments, and I will DM you with my guide. That is something that is made with a platform that is called ManyChat. You don't have to use that. It's just an example of what people is using it in this moment, and why they are using that, because it increases the engagement. Because if people is commenting your content more, you are going to reach more people. So engagement translate liking a post, commenting, sharing a post, saving a post. When you are, remember that I told you that it is important to ask yourself, what do you want people to do with your content, or feel with your content? You can inspire people, of course, you can educate people, you can entertain people, but also you can also try to make people like your post, share your post, or saving your post. The content that educate people is really good if you want them to save that. Uh, for example, again, I'm thinking in a recipe. A recipe is a content that I know that I'm going to read again in the future. So I save it, and then when I'm in my place trying to cook something new, I'm going to go back to that content that I saved in the past, and I'm going to read that again. That is something that you, of course, can achieve when you are thinking about goals. Not only inspire people, but to make people to do something with your content. Um, so it's important that you also take this in mind. Do you have any idea, any question about engagement, or do you want me to explain you a little bit more about these examples of what engagement translate into, of how engagement translate into real life? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. So, in short, remember, CEO is keywords in captions and in your profile to increase visibility. The copy or the caption is the persuasive text that accompanies your post. In the copy, you can also ask people to do something. This is what we call to action. What is a call to action? When you ask people to share your content, to comment something, to like that, like in the caption, you can find people that just put something like, and if you feel related with this content, please share it with someone that might feel the same way as you. That is a call to action. That is something that you can put on your caption. The hashtags, as I told you, is a way to categorize and expand your reach. Um, it is important for Instagram, not for people anymore. And finally, the engagement, that is interaction. The interactions that your content generates. Okay, and now finally, practical tips for recording great content with your phone. I'm going to be really quick with this, and um, uh, here you have two examples. So I want you to tell me why the first one is a good example and the second one is a bad example. Yes, the light. That is the first thing. Um, eh, and why did I put this example here? Because there are many people that doesn't put too much attention. Yes, Karen, exactly. The distance uh, from the camera, yes. So the main difference are lighting and the distance. The first one is a good example because I use a natural light. Um, uh, and of course, it's going to be a better video, and it won't be a video that makes people feel tired or that they don't understand what they're watching. Yeah, so please put attention to that. You don't have to use a tripod because I know that not everyone has a tripod in their places. But another tip that you can use if you are recording content with your phone is try to put your phone in a plain surface. You don't have to use your hands all the time. You can put your phone in your table in front of a window so you can just receive the sun and try to record yourself. Uh, don't put yourself in front, don't put your back in front of the window because the lighting is going to be bad. So these are my few tips if you are trying to record content with your phone. The first one, as Candice noticed, is the lighting. Prefer natural light. Avoid black lighting, which is what happened in the examples that I gave you before. Framing. Center your subject, if their subject is yourself, or use the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is that um, where do you want to put the subject in the camera? Not in a corner, maybe not to not in a yeah, rule of thirds. I can send you I mean an email explain to you which is a rule of thirds. Thirds. Maybe it's my pronunciation. Thank you, Amira. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. The sound. Recording quiet places. Again, if you don't have a tripod on your house, I understand as well if you don't have a microphone. So if you don't have a microphone, try to find quiet places where you can record your content. It is really important because people is not going to watch your video if it's too loud, and not loud with your voice, but with background noises. Uh, the fourth one. This is just an extra tip because there are people who don't clean their camera when they're recording videos. So it is important that whenever and wherever you are going to record something, clean your camera. Don't trust that is clean. That is something that has happened to me. Not every time, but is I feel really disappointed when I just record something and when I watching that video, I find out that my camera wasn't clean. So do that, please. And finally, if it makes you feel more comfortable, script your videos. Write your script before recording. I can share with you an app that I like to use when I have videos that has too much information, and is that I prefer script that video and then use my phone as a teleprompter. I can share that app with you. It's really, really useful. It's free and it's really easy to use. And that's it. If you have any question, here you have my email. Again, I'm going to share an email with Amira that she can send to you with a summarized version of this workshop and also the things that I share with you, like for example, um, this rule that we just discussed, or the platform or the hashtags that you can, the website that you can use if you want to find new hashtags, and the other things that we discussed, and the hooks. I remember the hooks for sure. I don't know if you have any other question, um, or something else that you want to share with the group. Well, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Hi again.
I see a
Uh,
raised hand and a thumbs up. I'm not sure if those were questions.
Carla. Carla has a question. Yes.
More, not a question, more I wanted to share. So recently I joined this class where you learn how to animate for free, but it's for climate communication. So I will use a lot of the tips when I'm learning how to storyboard to make sure that I'm picking, effective framing and maybe not putting too much information on each frame, well, each scene or stuff. But I really wanted to use it to have more data visualization that's like Caribbean focused because I find that we don't have as much as of that as what you see that's global or focused on other areas.
Oh, that's really interesting and that's really fun. Wow, I would really like to try something like that.
I will share the initiative with you in case it's something you want to mirror.
Yes, thank you. I think Troy has his hand raised.
Hi, good night again. Just wanted to say thank you very much for this presentation, Ms. Torres and team. I found that it was very insightful, and I can use a lot of the tips from here to tweak how I go forward producing and sharing my content. But a question that I have for you, what advice would you give in terms of creating content for educational purposes to attract um, uh, whether it's parents as well as the student body?
Okay. If you want to, when I'm thinking about content with a goal of educating people, the first thing is asking myself what I would like. If I don't know that term or something, what is something that I would like to be, yeah, that someone explained to me something before I already have that information. For example, when we were discussing with Amira our content calendar of this month, and I think the past month, trying to explain people very um, easy concepts, such as why the hurricane season is becoming worse right now. So ask yourself, what is something that I would like not only to share with people, but a question that people is asking themselves. It doesn't have to be something really elaborate. Uh, for example, there are, I'll give you an example before, like there are plenty of people that don't know what is climate change. So ask yourself, what are questions that I want to share with people, and that something that people might be asking themselves, and what is something that in the past I would like to have this information before. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, thank you. That was helpful because it's kind of gonna be like something like a frequently asked question kind of thing.
Yes, and try to think that you sometimes in my personal profile, and I think that people already knows everything that I try to explain because they're from my same context and they work in similar things. But one thing that I like to think about is that I want my content to reach people that don't know me. So feel free just to explain things that even if the people that you know already have the answer, you don't know who is going to find your content in the future. So just go ahead with everything that you have on your mind, no matter if you think that people already know that, because you don't know if someone that doesn't know this thing is going to find your video or your carousel.